Yes. And yeah, my name is Grace, by the way, and it's really pleased to meet you for today's session.
Same
Mhm.
too.
Yeah. So before we do begin our class, yeah, how's your day going so far?
I think normal day is a sunny day, so I'm pretty good at pretty good though. I don't know, it's just pretty good.
I see. I'd like to know, by the way, are you already working or still studying?
I'm working. Yeah, I'm being a nurse right now. So
I
yeah,
see.
today's my off day. I just get some rest and I just get up actually.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, but I can see from your pajama right now.
Yeah, pajamas. Dinosaurs for pajamas. Ah.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, that's pretty cute though. But have you eaten your like lunch already?
Yeah, I eat how to say that is brunch. Yeah, brunch.
Brunch. Yeah, because you just woke up, of course.
Mhm.
So it is inevitable for you to
Yeah.
mix together. I do that sometimes. I'm guilty of that.
Why guilty? Why? It's
Because I always do that. Maybe majority of the days. Because
very
I
save money.
uh-huh. Yeah,
You can
yeah, that's
really
true. Yeah, that's true. We can save money on that kind of budgeting, meals. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today, Miss Sammy. Yes. And at this point, we are going to cover IELTS speaking class, right? Okay. So I believe that this is your third session here in Rise.
yeah.
Um, mm, okay. So, are you now ready to begin our lesson?
Yeah, I'm really.
Okay. So I'm gonna share with you now the book that you have used from your previous classes. So here you go. Okay. So I believe that you have used
Mm.
Colin speaking for IELTS book. Now, let's try to recap first on what you have covered from your previous classes. So could you please give me a short recap on what do you remember in your previous lessons?
I learned some phrases about describing personality and
Mm-hmm.
character,
Mm-hmm.
and also learn how to combine the phrases
Mm-hmm.
together. Mm, and just yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
I take the lesson just yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and after after that, the death, um, I just learn to learn the CD. They
Mm-hmm.
speak about
They talk about.
they talk about
Mm-hmm.
how they describe the person they know and
Mm-hmm.
combine the we just learned together in a story. And after that, I learned how to use really and so
Mm-hmm.
to like accurate the
Mm-hmm.
adverb we
Mm-hmm.
I just learned. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's-
Do you want to add more?
No.
Okay, so perfect. Yes, thank you so much for that. So I do appreciate that you are taking notes on what you have learned and what you have discussed from your previous classes. So keep that notes with you because I will be expecting that you can apply those vocabulary and phrases, okay, in activities that we are about to do today. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here I am sharing with you the book and at the same time, my notepad beside. Can you see my notepad here?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so this is where I'm gonna put my feedback later on, as we go along with our discussion. Okay, so To start with, Miss Sammy, I would like to know if do you have an experience already in taking IELTS speaking before?
No, it's
Okay.
my first time, and I do some uh research at
Research.
YouTube.
Okay, that's
I
great.
I see what how they just taking the test,
Mm-mm.
speaking test.
Mm-mm.
So, what the question will they
Mm-hmm.
asking or something like
Mm-mm. I see. Well, that's really great. All right. So here, one of the thing that one way to prepare is to know the structure of the test. What will be the content of the test? And here, let's get to know what is in part one. And if we have more time, we're going to discuss as well what is in part two.
that?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, as for the exam information for part one, this is basically all about introduction and also interview. So, this is a way of setting the mode between you and the interviewer. So, this will take for about 4 to 5 minutes, no longer than 5 minutes. Okay. Now, in part one of the exam, the examiner will always introduce him or herself. Like, my name is Grace. I will be your interviewer for today. And right after that, they will ask you to introduce yourself as well and confirm your identity. So I think you can see this kind of introduction in the IELTS video on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm, okay. And afterwards, after the short introduction of you and the interviewer, then the examiner will proceed to ask general questions on three familiar topics areas. Okay. So it's usually the topic will be all about studies. Like, what are you studying right now? Why do you study? Why do you choose that course? And so on. Okay. Or if you're not a student anymore, then you're working already, then of course the examiner will ask you something about your work. Okay, what do you do for a living? And why do you choose that job? And so on. Okay, yes. And of course, the examiner will ask you about your place as well. Where do you live? Tell me about your place you grow up, or tell me about your hometown. Okay, all right. Now, in this part one test, this will test your ability to communicate opinions and information on everyday topics and common experiences. Mm. And that's what we're going to check, okay, in today's session. So, before we will start having the practice exam, Miss Sammy, do you have any question regarding the information about part one?
So there is no there is just 5 minutes time limits for me
Mhm.
to respond the questions.
That's a good question. Not really. So the examiner will be asking all the questions in 5 minutes. And it's not really that you have to answer the question for 5 minutes. Each question, 5 minutes, no. All of the questions that you will answer, that will take for 4 to 5 minutes. You don't have to worry about the time because the examiner will tell you that we'll proceed now to part two of the exam.
So
Mm,
I have no worry to the time in part one. So yeah,
mm,
okay.
right, exactly. Anything else you'd like to ask?
Mm, no.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So, yep, let's proceed this time to the practice test. So, in this part of our session today, we're going to listen to an audio, and this audio contains the following questions that are typical to part one of the exam. Okay. So, listen to each question and try to give your answer. The questions are stated continuously. So I'm gonna let you listen to all of the questions first, and then afterwards, let's answer the question one by one.
Okay.
Yeah, and the main focus here is for you to use some of the vocabulary and language you have learned in this unit. Okay. All right. So are
So
you?
I have to write the question down, and we afterwards we just one by one.
Mhm. Yes, sure. You can take notes of the questions while
Oh,
listening.
okay.
Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna share with you now the audio, and let's get started.
Track 12. 1.
It was amazing.
Oh, sorry. Is this track 12? I think it's different. Hold on. Ah, okay. I'm sorry. Not 12, but 2.
It's two, yeah.
Yeah, it
You're,
looks like 12 to me though.
yeah.
All right, so let me just click the right audio. Here we go.
Track 2.
Mm.
Tell me something about your family. What do you like doing most with your family?
Okay, let me know if you're done taking notes.
Yeah, it's okay.
Mhm.
Who are you close to in your family? In what way is your family important to you?
Okay.
Mhm.
Sample I.
Okay, so we're gonna end here. So there are 4 questions in the audio. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So at first we're going to have a let's have it like a diagnostic speaking test. Without preparation, I would like you to express your answers to each of these questions. And then afterwards, we will be listening to sample answers. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So yep, let's go ahead. Let's have the first question. You can start.
How many members in my family? Hey, is that the question? Yeah. Hmm? Describe your family. Okay, I have 4. I have. Wait a minute. Let me organize it a bit. I have 3. I have one more. How to say that? Ah, wait. Currently, I have 3 family members live with me right now, and including 2 dogs with me. We live together at the same house, and actually they're all working right now, and I have a older sister who is 1 year older than me, and she is a master degree major in music. Uh, so she is study at not she is study at other country uh in this time. And both of my parents are not retired yet, so they're both working also. Yeah. Okay.
Go ahead. Let's proceed to question number 2. What do you like to do with your family?
What do I like to do with my
Mhm.
family? Since my family not are all not that outdoor person, so we are really like to have some fun in our house, like play video games, watching movies. Most of all, we just do our thing in our little places. Yeah.
All right. So who are you close with your family?
I would say as my sister, because have familiar age between us. She just 1 year older than me, and we have the same sense of humor. We talk a lot, and we have a lot of same sense of humor. How to say that? We talk a lot, and she is a very talkative person. So she always shared the funny thing with me, and it made me laugh a lot. And she really am a mentor to me when I'm dealing something difficult in my life. She always give me some opinions or mental support, and that's make me feel I have a really good sister. Is a pleasure of me. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, the last one.
What one way is important. Just like I said, the mental support is always been the important part of family in my mind, because working as a nurse is a stressful and it's a stressful career. I often have to dealing with the person's life situation, and sometimes the emergency uh emergency things came out. I have to really pay attention and give a lot of effort to save that patient, and at the same time I have to also comforting their family. So during the works, I put a lot of effort in it. So after work, I just really want to have relax and comfortable place for me to rest, and also the mental support from my family. I just can uh, I just can really easily to talk to, and feel very safe in front of them.
Okay, thank you so much. Now there are some parts here that I wasn't able to really type everything, and there are some typo errors because I was trying to really catch up with your answers, but then I was able to really get your point of your answers for each question. Later
I
on,
think my sentence are or not organization is like a sentence and sentence and sentence, not
you
connect.
mean to say like there is no cohesion with
Yeah.
your ideas?
Oh my god, that's so hard.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna discuss that one later on. Okay. So now let's
Mm.
listen to sample answers to these questions, and
Okay.
please take notes if ever you can. Maybe identify some helpful vocabularies, or maybe how does the speaker answer the question. Okay?
Mhm.
So take note some tips and vocabulary as well. So I'm gonna play the audio again, and let's move on to the sample answers part. And let's start.
Although I live abroad now,
Sample answers.
tell me something about your family.
Although I live abroad now, my mum's family is from Paris and my dad's family is from Toulouse, so I'm from a very French family. I would say I come from quite a small family, really. For example, I just have one older sister and 4 cousins, but it's true that my extended family is fairly big.
What do you like doing most with your family?
I like having nice long meals with good food and good wine, and a few jokes for dessert.
Who are you close to in your family?
In my family, well, I'm close to my Uncle Jacques. He's a chef. He's hilarious.
Okay, hold on. I think the audio stops in the middle.
Mm.
Could I download this first, and I'm gonna play again the last part that was
Okay.
suddenly interrupted. Okay, so that was 1 minute and 13
Track
seconds.
2.
Who are you close to in your family?
In my family, well, I'm close to my Uncle Jacques. He's a chef. He's hilarious, always telling jokes. And he's very enthusiastic about everything he does. We spent a lot of time together when I was growing up. In fact, he helped to bring me up.
In what way is your family important to you?
My family is everything to me. They are my best friends. They support me when things aren't going well, and when things are going well. I know they'll always be there for me, no matter what.
Okay, so that was the quick answers to those questions. So here, let's discuss how did the speaker respond to the question. Go ahead.
Mm, I think the speaker respond really short and really specified. It's
Specific.
yeah, very specific.
Mm-hmm. And then.
And then she got the points uh
Mm-hmm.
every questions in every
Mm-hmm.
question, and she have her main topic in every questions.
She has his main topic or main answer
Yeah, main
to
main
every question.
questions.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And
Anything else? How about the vocabulary? What vocabulary were you able to hear? Good vocabulary that she has utilized in her answers.
It's very common, but not that simple.
Uh-uh. Okay. You mean to say the vocabulary she used are common but not simple words?
Yeah, not
Ah, so we can say she uses less common vocabulary. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
and she used a lot of adjective about in describing a person.
Right, exactly. Describing her family. Yes. Okay.
And
Would this be all?
yeah,
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts about her answer, Sammy. Actually, you're right on this that the answers are really quite short. And you might think, do you think that that would be an effective answer when answering part one questions?
I think maybe that's just enough because you only got like 4 to 5 minutes for the question, for part for that part.
Yes, exactly. For part one, you've got only 4 to 5 minutes. And again, going back to the focus of our part one, this will only test whether you can you can communicate effectively with the speaker or with someone. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, when you answer part one, it doesn't need for you to have a very long answer. 1 to 3 sentences would be enough. Sentences or response, okay, would be enough. Okay. As long as that you answer, okay, make your answer concise, meaning to say, it's short but clear. That you have really give what the question is asking for. All right. Okay. And third of all, the most important of all, you really need to showcase your vocabulary. So, whatever words that you have learned in that topic, since the topic in these questions or for part one questions is all about family, then you have to think of the good vocabulary or phrases you learned and try to apply them in your speaking. So earlier in her answers, if you recall, the speaker tried to use the following word, like for example, the she has an extended family, so that is a type of family, right? Mm-hmm. And also, she uses some adjectives, like for example, enthusiastic, which is you said it's common. However, it's not that simple word. And we have hilarious instead of saying funny.
Mm.
So yes, you can say hilarious. And what else? Okay. Hilarious, enthusiastic, extended. Yes, I think these are the adjectives that she has uses. You know, that could really give her good score for her lexical resource. And another thing that you could use in your answer is you can use some conversational expressions. Okay, so what are these conversational expressions? Like, for example, you have here, no matter what. I think you have learned this one before. Or, in fact, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you are telling something that is surprising, mm, right? So let's go back again to your answers and let's try to reflect whether you were able to apply these things, okay, in your answer. So let's go back for, hold on, uh, number one. Okay.
I think my answers are all too long and
Mm-mm.
not organized.
Okay. But
Ah, oh my god. Oh my
all
god.
right. Okay, for now that's fine because we are still in the process or the stage of practicing. Okay, we
Mm-hmm.
can fix that up as we go along with our lesson. So let's look back again to your answer to question number one. Tell me about your family. You started with currently, I have three family members live with me. By the way, you use currently. So it's the same thing with right now. Then therefore you have to use present continuous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, instead of saying live with me, so are living with me.
Oh.
So I have three family members. I'm not sure if you have S or I didn't just type it. Let me add S. They are living with me. Okay, right now you use it. Okay. I think this is different. Okay. So right now, including two dogs. All right. And we live together in the same house. Actually, they're all working right now. I have one older sister. She master's degree. Okay, be careful of missing verb. Okay, she master's degree. So how do you correct this one? How do you correctly say this?
She is studying her master degree.
She is
She is
studying
studying in master's degree.
almost there. Okay, you can say she is taking.
Oh,
Okay.
taking.
Yes, her master's degree. Mm, okay. And then okay, she is okay, she is studying. Mm, right. She's studying in another other country, another in this time. Both of my parents are not retired yet. They're both working also. Yeah. So somehow I would agree that your answers are not well organized because you talk first about how many members of family you have right now, and then you talk about your sister, you talk back again your parents and what they're working or what kind of job they have, and also you go back again to the work. Okay, so try to have or try to start with always start with the general one. Okay. What could be the general? If you're going to answer this kind of question, what type of family do you have? So do you have an extended family or do you have a the other types of family?
It's just a normal family.
Uh-huh. So that is like your mom, dad, you and your sister.
Yeah, just four of us and two
Uh-uh.
dogs.
Two dogs. Okay. That would be nuclear family.
Oh,
Mm,
nuclear family.
exactly. Right. And then that's the time that you're gonna break them down. You can talk about the family members you have. Actually, I like your answer when you talk about your older sister because that's something that really interesting, right? So in that case, what conversational expression that you can use when introducing your about your sister?
Mm, conversational.
Mm.
Just
Or any expression that you can use.
mm, she expression, just like describing her as a
Mhm.
oh, just hardworking and yeah, hilarious person.
Ah, okay. Hardworking and hilarious. Okay. Wait, that could be. But when we say expression, it means to say like phrases. Like for example, in fact, or
Oh.
no matter what. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So, no matter what. In fact.
Yes, exactly. So you can use the expression in fact. Okay, or in fact, or as a matter of fact. Mm. So you can introduce that. In fact, my older sister is taking her master's degree in another country. She's taking, she's studying in major in music and so on. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
right.
So
Then
do
you,
I have to like describe all the family members in my response?
if you have a big family, no need, of course. That is too much, and that would take you too for long. Okay. You can just pick one information that you think are is interesting or worth sharing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes. You could just also say if you want to, if you have a lot of siblings, one thing that I'd like to share is my older sister. Mm. So, but in that way, the examiner would know that okay, so you just want to talk about your sister, okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and so
Oh,
on.
just point the points out.
Yes, exactly. And the rest you can talk about in general. Like all of us are working right now. We are, my parents are still, let's say for example, working as a teacher, or my dad is working as a like an engineer, and so on. Okay.
Oh,
Mm.
hmm. I have to
So,
think about that.
right. Before we proceed to your next answer, let's take some time to organize your thoughts here. I'm gonna give you at least, would 3 minutes be enough for
Hmm.
you to organize your thoughts? Okay. So I will give you 3 minutes and then let's try to hear your answer afterwards. Okay. All right. So your 3 minutes starts now. Okay, time is up. Yes, so go ahead.
I live in no. I have an no. I live in a nuclear family. It's small but warm. In
Hold
fact,
on. Okay. Nuclear family, it's small but
warm.
warm. And then,
In fact, I have 1 year older sister than me. She's currently taking master degree major in music.
okay, hold on. Um, mm, and then,
My mom worked as a soldier and my dad is an engineer. Um, yeah, that's it.
okay. All right. Do you think this is a good way of ending your answer?
Actually, I think it's not, but I don't know how to end the story. Yeah.
Okay. You can end it with a like an opinion of what you can totally say about your family. Or you can say I would suggest you can end your answer by so as you can see we are both we are all rather working um right now. And there you go.
So as you can see, we are all have our own expertise.
Yes, I think that would be better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We yes, we have our own expert or expertise, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Sorry. Please. Okay. But in this case, don't forget to mention yours as well. Okay, because you have missed yourself here.
Oh, I have to. Oh,
Yeah.
I have to. Oh,
Um, you can start with tell me about your family. Um, I would say this is a good way of starting your answer, Miss Sammy. But another way for you to say this is you can start by saying I grew up in a nuclear type of family.
no.
Mm, okay. I would say it's small but warm because people are very open to one another. In fact, I have one older sister than me, 1 year older sister than me.
I have or delete the. Let me just. I have 1 year older sister.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could also mention like I grew up in a nuclear type of family. Although it is you can use although to combine these two sentences, right?
Oh,
Although it is small but
what?
warm. It's warm. Okay? And I we are only two siblings in the family. In fact, one of my older sister, right?
Mm,
You're only two in your family, is that right?
yeah.
Okay. So my older sister and uh she's currently taking la la la.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. And as for my parents, they're working as my mom works as soldier while my dad instead of and you can say uh
Wow.
while no not really because you have to include yourself. My mom works as a soldier. Uh my dad is an engineer while I'm working as a nurse. So as you can see, we have our own expertise.
Wow.
Mm, okay. All right.
Is
Although
that not too long? Because you just mentioned you only have two to three sentences.
sentences. Let's try to count your sentences here. So we've got, because we're gonna put this into one sentence, right? We're gonna connect that with although. One and then two and then three. Yeah, three sentences.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so again, always start with the general and then two more specific answer.
Mhm.
Okay, specific details rather. Right now, Miss Sammy, although I am typing all your answers, but please do not be too dependent in this kind of practice because we're just showing, okay, how your answers are being constructed so that you can visually see your words, okay, and at the same time your grammar as well. But when it comes to really practicing practically, do not write your answer. Answer them right away. Okay.
So how do I have to practice on my own?
Mm. I would how would I say this one? I would suggest since you are, starting to practice, you are in a beginning stage. For now, you can pause for a moment. You can think for let's say uh 10 seconds. That would be enough. Just get the main point of your answer. Like for example, try to do some bullet form of your answer. So first, you're gonna talk about you are in a nuclear family, and then about my sister, and then my parents' job, and that's it. So
Oh,
in this
I just
case,
write these three down and connect them.
yes, exactly. But you have to put that mentally, okay?
Mm,
Mentally, so that you will be practiced rather on giving the answer spontaneously when you hear the question.
mm-hmm.
Mm. So we don't have much time for now. We only have 1 minute left, okay, for our class. And we still have three questions to deal with. So what I would like you to do is I want you to recall these answers, okay, and then try to answer them again and record yourself,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And if you'd like, you can upload your audio recordings to whoever your next teacher will be so that they can
Okay.
listen and give their comments on your answers.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So for now, we're going to end here because we don't have much time. So, yes, for the overall points here, don't make your answer too long. Make it simple as clear. And of course, don't forget to showcase your vocabulary.
Okay.
Okay. And organize your ideas.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank you as well.
everyone. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you as well. And enjoy the rest of your afternoon. I'll see you again when I see you. Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.